how to stand out so that people want to approach you? That is the question that I'm going to answer in this video. I'm Isaiah, and I've went through a social transformation, taking me from shy and lonely and unconfident to someone who is confident, likable, and charismatic. And I make videos now to help you do the same. If you want me to answer one of your questions, leave a comment down below. But this video is all about how do you stand out? How do you showcase yourself as someone worth meeting, as someone people should want to have in their lives? And I'm going to explain to you a few very low-hanging fruit that you can do in literally your next social interaction that makes you look a ton more likable and a ton more interesting and just makes people want to be around you more. Now, the first one will probably bring the biggest change for you, and it only takes 5 seconds to do, but I promise you, most of you aren't doing this at all right now. And that is to have good body language. So what does good body language means? It means standing up tall, right? It means having a smile on your face. It means looking up and making eye contact with the people around you. And that is how you want to approach walking into any room, right? So that whenever a new person sees you, they're like, oh wow, like that is a confident, personable, likable guy. And you can see how important good body language is when you look at the opposite, bad body language. So what does that look like? It looks like you're hunched over, you're looking down, maybe you're looking at your phone, you're not making eye contact with people, and you probably have a neutral face or a frown on your face. Now, let's pause for a second. What is your body language right now as you're watching this video? Odds are you probably have bad body language, not only right now, but 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time, when you're walking into different situations and you're meeting people. And what that means is that they get a bad initial impression from you. So if you have bad body language, here is how to fix it. The first thing we're going to do is fix standing up straight. So you're going to imagine as if there is a string attached to your head and it is pulling you up, right? So you can see even now I'm sitting like this, but I'm imagining getting pulled up straight through the spine, straight through everything, and elevating yourself. And for my short kings out there, if you want to grow an inch or two, this is how you do it, all right? So just imagine you're getting pulled, and like you extend your spine, right? That is as confident and as tall of a posture as you possibly can get. Next thing is take that frown, turn it upside down, right, baby? Turn it into a smile. So when you're walking into that room, right, it doesn't have to be you're smiling like crazy the entire time, but when you're walking into that room, when you're entering a doorway, have that smile on. And then the last thing is to look people in their eyes. When you walk into a room, look the person in their eye and smile. Give them a little nod. Look another person in their eye, smile, give them a nod. And if you do it nice and warm and welcoming, they're going to see you entirely differently. The next tip is to be a good role model to people. In any social setting, there are going to be different expectations and things that people know they probably should do. Let's say you're in a party setting, but you don't know the people around you. You know you probably should be introducing yourself to people or talking to new people, but it's nerve-wracking, it's scary, right? There's a lot of anxiety around it. So what you want to do if you want to stand out is showcase yourself as that role model, the person who takes that step and does the thing you should do. So two really clear examples of this is, again, party examples, also examples of in work, right, where you're expected to meet people, being that first person to be like, oh, well, I know this is awkward, but my name is Isaiah. I just wanted to say hi, and reaching out and talking to the people. And what you'll see is that is going to start a chain reaction of people meeting each other, because now you've made it feel normal. They're not the first one to do it, so they kind of have permission. And trust me, whether it is consciously or subconsciously, the person is going to remember that you're the one who gave them that permission. And I think that is really, really important. It's something that I have benefited from time and time again in social settings. And it's something that I think a lot of people remember me for as the person who made the first move, as the person who made them feel more comfortable doing a certain thing in a social situation. So another example is in university. The vast majority of the time in first year, I would be the first person to have their hand up. Anything that was an awkward question, anything that was confusing, anything the professor said that didn't make sense, my hand would shoot up. So a lot of time, two things happen. One, people would come up to me afterwards and be like, bro, I'm so glad you asked that question because we were all confused. We did not know what the professor was saying. And two, it kind of gave me a reputation of the guy who asks a lot of questions in class. And not in a bad way, like, of course, you gotta balance it, right? You're not gonna be asking 30 questions in 30 minutes. But it showed people that, hey, this guy is attentive. This dude is like locked in. It started giving me the impression that I was a really good student. So when it came to team project time, I would have like a lineup of people who wanted to work with me on projects, because they'd be like, hey, that's the guy who answers questions. Like, he must know his thing. Again, that's another example of being a role model and honestly just doing what's expected. If we think of what university is, or what a party is, or what a corporate networking event is, these are things you're supposed to do. I just happen to be the person who does it, you know? And that's what I'm saying. The bar is not very high, but you do need to put your fears aside and make that first step. I know it's going to be difficult, but I promise you, when you do it, it's going to feel so much better. Plus, people are going to like you a ton more. Now, the next tip is to be yourself. And I know that is probably overplayed advice in this space of the internet, but I'm actually going to, again, make it very tactical for you. When I say be yourself, I specifically mean when certain situations come up, I want you to act as if you were at home alone. So let's say you hear a funny joke. If usually at home you would burst out laughing and die laughing, hunched over, slapping your knee or whatever it is, that is what I want you to do in a social situation, because that's going to do a few things. One, you're going to have more fun and you're not going to be reserving your emotions. Two, it's going to make the person who made the joke feel like, damn, I did that for real. Like, that was a good joke. And three, it's going to show everybody else, everyone who is hearing you, that, hey, that person doesn't take things too seriously. That person is okay to be themselves in this setting. That person is laughing. They're having a good time. I'll probably have a good time if I spend time with them. I'm telling you, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, that is what people end up feeling. And this is the same for everything, right? It doesn't have to be you laughing at a joke, but it could be you making a joke, right? Or you being okay to be noticed. I think that is the main thing about this tip. Being okay to be yourself and be noticed and let people see you. And whether that is you busting out laughing, whether it is you hitting a quick dance move or whatever it might be, whether it is you cracking jokes, being quirky, when you are completely okay with being yourself in social settings, it sets you apart as a different type of person, a type of person who they will think, everybody else around you will think, wow, that person is so confident. They don't have anxiety. They are not shy. This is the type of person I want to be around. When in the moment, in your head, you might have all the anxieties in the world. You might be shy. You might be whatever, but they are going to see you as a completely different type of person, and they are going to want to be in your life. So that is all from me today. This has been a quick one. I literally rushed back from work to record this. If you have a question for me, leave it down in the comments below. I would love to see your engagement. I would love to have more of a community in this YouTube channel. And if you want more of a community of people who are trying to be more likable, confident, and social, you can check out the link to my online community. It is new, it is growing, and we have a ton of great people in there who just want to level up their skills and to talk about it. So if you want that and to get all the motivation and energy towards your goals that entails, please check out the link below. But that is all I have for you today. My name is Isaiah. I hope you have an amazing day. And above all else, I hope you keep connecting. Take care. Good luck. Be yourself.